Hey guys, it is Megan up at Camp Sunshine, and Spanky and I are just kind of having a chill day. Spent the better part of the morning out on the back deck on my yoga mat, in the sun, using my roller and my yoga wheel and my block to stretch and roll things, and my massage gun when it's working. It doesn't always work. Checking in with the trigeminal neuralgia again. You may notice I'm talking a little slower, or quieter. It seems to have calmed down. I don't have nearly as many of the attacks or exacerbations, getting probably one or two a day, as opposed to, I don't know, maybe 20 to 30, as was the case kind of last week. I am on my third estrogen patch. My hives have gone away in the upper region, although the hives between the legs is not that improved. So don't know. I may need to revisit the dosing. We went in with a very low dose since with the cream I wasn't having estradiol every single day. And so since we switched it up to the patch where it's a time release and it's slowly releasing into my body constantly for the 2 or 3 days that it's on there, and then I replace it with another one. So we started low. We may need to dial it up to try to get my hormones to be happy, because they have not been happy. And I have said this and I will say it until I am proven wrong. I still really do believe that this is something that is related to my menopause and hormone issues, as opposed to being another symptom that is because of my MS. Again, I believe that all things are interconnected, and stress is the root of all disease, basically. I mean, there's toxins and stuff, and I have tried very, very hard to de-stressify my life. I mean, for God's sake, I think I've done a really good job, and yet here I am with another ailment. But as I said, I really, really do think, and I could get on in circles about that. When I look up trigeminal neuralgia, I mean, it's known as the fucking suicide disease. Like, didn't need to fucking know that. Although, as I've mentioned, because of my years of blogging and connecting with others with MS through the written word, I am familiar with people who have had this, and I know that there are people who have taken their lives because of the just unbearableness of the whole thing, which is crazy to think that my body is going through yet another thing that drives people nuts and crazy. But getting back to, I think it's all interrelated, and I am trying to live stress-free, but one has to go through menopause, and I think it's not even me being ignorant to what my body needs. I did go on HRT after I had the histamine and blephitis. I've had so many various random symptoms with my experience with the menopause thing. But I finally listened to my body, and I did go on the HRT, and yet I still am getting these extreme reactions. So I think it's with like everything else, my body needs a lot of whatever it is that I'm giving it to make it better. I don't know. I'm just theorizing. And as I said, desperately clinging to the idea that this is hormone related, because if it's MS related, it just... Well, first off, if it's hormone related, everything I've read is it will die down and just dissipate and not come back. I know that there are people who live without flares for periods of time, and people who have it all the time but only bad symptoms occasionally, and there are people who live with it all the time. I'm loving the idea that this is just a flare and it's going to go away, and it's not going to be something that's a part of my life. Because I've had enough fucking different things to try to manage, and I really would like to get to the point where I am finally moving forward on my journey rather than just scrambling to fix things. And I realized that I messed with my body unintentionally. I mean, I didn't do any of this. I didn't, slit my wrists or do any self-harming intentionally, but I have done my self-harm for years and years and years. And so it would be ignorant of me to think that, oh, just, a year of living natural is going to lead to all my happiness and health. But I am 8 years into it, and I stick to my routines and my regimes, and I try to learn. I mean, every single day, that's all I do is try to improve upon my future health. And so if this is something else that I now have to deal with every single day, I am going to be knocked down. Not that I'm not going to be able to get back up, because as the doctor pointed out Friday when I went to get the lidocaine shot, which didn't work, I think I'm going to go back in on Friday and get the one up here to, again, with the idea of just numbing that nerve to allow it to calm down, to maybe realize it doesn't need to be in an inflamed state, because I feel like it got inflamed with the hormones. Not that the hormones are subsiding, hopefully. Maybe it'll learn that it doesn't need to be going crazy. I mean, that's, again, my theory. Oh, I forgot what I was fucking saying. I knew I was going to do that when I went on that little fucking side note. Shouldn't have done that. Yep. So basically, I am absolutely sticking to the idea that this is hormonal. We shall see. I mean, it'll play out, and I have the MRI company place was calling me all the time, wanting me to schedule, and I explained that I want to get through another 28 days or maybe even 2 cycles of my body looking for the egg and going through this hormonal shift to see if the patch and the extra help with my hormones might, again, eliminate this, and I may not have to deal with it all the time. Yeah, I think I've just scrolled. The sun came out, and so that's it. I just wanted to fill everybody in. As I said, I think on Friday I will. I'm so. Sometimes I think I want it, and then, like, this didn't bother me most of the day, and so I was like, oh, I don't want to get it. I can get out of this on my own, and if it happens again, I know I have that in my back pocket to use. But then as the day goes on, I didn't even talk. I mean, I haven't had anybody to talk to. I've just been listening to podcasts and reading, and just this short bit of time that I've been talking to you, the nerve has already become a bit inflamed, and by the time I get to dinner, which is fucking eating time for me, it's probably going to be really, really bad. And then I'll go to bed and I'll sleep all night. And I am sleeping really, really well. Very thankful for that, because I know my body needs that time to be healing and everything. And I credit that to the magnesium supplements that I'm taking, and my CBD that I take. So, and the fact that I do an Epsom salt bath, and I do a whole routine to get ready for bed, because I had to teach myself how to sleep. And so as long as I am following that protocol, I sleep quite well, which is awesome, because, as I said, I know I need that. So it doesn't bother me. I get up in the morning and it seems okay, and then I do something to irritate it, whether it is I try to brush my teeth, or I do more than just have my smoothie in the morning and I try to eat my eggs and stuff. It begins to get irritated. So yeah, I don't know. Just I can't believe I'm talking about yet another thing, and that it's like this big fucking thing. And again, I'm going to go back to the fact that it may be, no, it is, I'm going to say it is linked to the menopause, which just blows my mind, because I never, ever heard about menopause being that big of a thing. I mean, I'm just blown away with the different things that have presented themselves in my body. And it makes all the sense, because, as I said, and my husband agreed, to the doctor I saw with the lidocaine shot, I am a 1%er, 100%. I thought I was like a 4%er, but I am panning out to be a 1%er. And that is okay, because I'm really unique. But I guarantee if it doesn't usually happen, it's going to happen to me. And if they've never seen it before, they're going to see it in me. So we shall see. So it makes sense the menopause was crazy for me. Yep. I think I'm going to sign off before I lose myself again. But yep, this is my day. I am just trying so hard to figure out the map to healing all of this. I feel like there are days where I feel like I am almost vibrating with the sense that it's coming. And then something like this happens, and I think I'm so far away from it. So, but I'm the happiest patient in pain. I don't know if I ever ended up telling that story, but the new doctor who gave me the lidocaine shot left the room to go get the actual medicine and the needles and everything, and he came back in and he said, "Okay, I just have to say you are certainly the happiest person I have seen today in definitely the most pain." And I felt like I should get an award for that, because I mean, as I said, you have to approach it with humor, otherwise it's a bottomless pit. And humor is so much more entertaining and so much easier to deal with than the levity of thinking the worst and going down the dark route. So, plus it always gives me a great story to share. Okay, hope everybody is having a great Tuesday. Bye, guys.